them to wait for him on a certain mountain. Jesus had this wonderful time where he would sort of sneak up and appear to the 12 and to other of his followers, his disciples, between the time of the resurrection and the ascension. And so they went on a trek, the 11 of them, up to the mountain, knowing that somehow, some way, Jesus would rendezvous with them there. What did Jesus look like when they saw him? How far away was he? Was he glowing high up on the mountain? Was he standing way up on a cliff? Was he standing on the top of the mountain? Whatever they saw, their response was to worship him. Then it tells us he came close. He came close and he had the final discussion with them. The Great Commission, it's called, where he told them what their instructions were. Go, therefore, or better translation in the Greek is, as you go into all the world. Idea there is you guys are going to be all over the place. You're going to be spread out. You're going to be traveling. And if it's referring to all of us, which I believe it is, it talks to us about every section of the world that we happen to be in. And for you and for I, as we go to the shopping center, as we go to the kids' soccer matches, as we go to church, as you go, make disciples of all the nations, of all the peoples, every people that you're in contact with, baptizing them in the life of the Trinity, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Not so much a formula, not so much a saying that you're supposed to say over somebody when they get wet, but an idea of immersing ourselves and them in what's called Christian worshiping community, the community of God and people. Immerse them in that. And this last part is often forgotten, often overlooked, teaching them to obey everything I've commanded you. How exactly do we forgive those and bless those who curse us? How exactly do we live free from lust or from anger? These are not informational things alone. These are life yoking, transformational things that can only be done by those who are doing them and on some level have succeeded in doing them and therefore can give the tips of the trade on how to fulfill the words of Jesus. We are to teach each other to do the things that Jesus commanded, the things he commanded earlier on in the book of Matthew. And this thing spreads through the entire world. It's living the life of Jesus, obeying his teachings, learning how to do that, and passing that special knowledge of life experience on to others. This is the transformational revolution that has changed the world and is changing the world and will culminate in the return of Christ.
And set us free.